Good morning, everyone, and welcome to CSL Leesburg. So for 2025, our theme is Rising Higher, Growing Deeper, and we're now in October. So we have a new theme. You're going to love this. Glow Up. The title of our talk today is The Ultimate Glow Up, and it will be given by our wonderful Reverend Charlene. We're so glad that you took some time out of your day to join us. If you have any prayer concerns or celebrations that you would like us to include later, please let us know in the chat. And when Reverend Charlene gets to our prayer portion of our service, it's called Spiritual Mind Treatment. It's a form of affirmative prayer. She will be sure to include your prayer concerns and celebrations. All right, take a deep breath. You made it. Sit back, relax, and enjoy our opening video. Please join us as we create our sacred space. We set our intentions of deepening into our awareness and practice of our 5 pillars of spiritual living by lighting this candle in our virtual world. Our first pillar is sacred study, represented by the divine quality of truth. We use this pillar to recognize the importance of an open mind and the power of our minds. The second pillar is affirmative prayer, represented by the divine quality power. This pillar honors the power of prayer in our daily lives. Our third pillar is meditation and the divine quality of peace. This pillar reminds us of the importance of meditation and the peace we feel when we quiet our minds. The fourth pillar is circulation and the divine quality of life. We know that the great law of circulation works in our lives. As we give, so shall we receive. And the fifth pillar is sacred service and the divine quality of love. This pillar affirms our call to be of service to our world as we see through the eyes of love. Let us close our eyes as we bless this sacred space and our time together. As we weave each of these pillars of spiritual living into our service today, may they deepen our own spiritual practices of study, prayer, meditation, circulation, and service, expanding our minds and our hearts to the 5 divine qualities of truth, power, peace, life, and love. We also bless everyone who made our service possible today and everyone in attendance. May the energy of love that is generated here bless everyone abundantly, and so it is. And so it is. All right, so new month, right? And if you know me, you know that I love to begin a new month fitting in the loving kindness meditation. So I'll have some more meditations tying in with our theme for this month of Glow Up and focusing on light. But for today, I always think it's a great practice to begin the month with this meditation. So here we go, the loving kindness meditation. All right, sit back, relax, let go of any tension that you might be carrying in your body. Roll your shoulders or your neck. Settle into your chair. And let's take a deep breath. Here we go. Breathe in. And hold. And breathe out. All right, let's do that again. Breathe in. And hold. And release. All right, here we go. So I'm going to say a phrase. You will repeat after me. Let's begin. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be happy. May I be happy. All right, now it's the next one. You're going to think of someone who needs this message, someone who's a friend, a family member, somebody who you just want to send out this wonderful energy of loving kindness. Here we go. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be well. May you be well. May you be happy. May you be happy. So as I was doing that, I was sending each phrase out to some different people. You can do that too. All right, the next one. You know it's coming up if you're a regular here. This one is the challenge. I want you to think of someone who needs this message. Someone who you know is not peaceful and at ease. Someone who needs a reminder to be well, to be happy, to be filled with loving kindness. No judgment. Truly, truly think about the words as you say them. And let's send out this powerful, powerful energy to that person. Or if you want to do each going out to a different person, by all means, you're welcome to. Here we go once again. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be happy. May you be happy. All right, here comes our last time. So think of a group of people. Think of sending this wherever you think this needs to go. Maybe it is people who are really struggling right now. Maybe it's somebody that you know. And we're trying to address groups and remind ourselves that we're all one. Here we go. May they be filled with loving kindness. May they be filled with loving kindness. May they be well. May they be well. May they be peaceful and at ease. May they be peaceful and at ease. May they be happy. May they be happy. That always fills me up. I love this practice. Sending out a message to ourselves and to others, a message of loving kindness. All right, slowly return to us and enjoy the wonderful music of Leah.
Thank you so much, Tamara. This is a simple chant that I haven't shared anywhere yet, but grateful to get to do so this morning. It's very simple. Once it becomes familiar, I hope you'll sing along with me. And we're just going to keep it in the first person. I am beautiful today. I am beautiful in ways no one else needs to see. I know I am beautiful today. I am beautiful in ways no one else needs to see. I know. Okay, let's sing that with magical. I am magical today. I am magical in ways no one else needs to see. I know I am magical today. I am. Okay, one time with luminous. I am luminous today. I am luminous in ways no one else needs to see. I know that I am beautiful today. I am beautiful in ways no one else needs to see. I know I am.
Yay! Oh my gosh, that was so amazing. Thank you, Leah. So we were the first to hear it. I love our musicians here at CSL Leesburg. We are so blessed. Thank you, thank you. And Tamara, that I always love a good loving kindness meditation, and I always notice how much I need it, which is why we start with ourselves. Also, in addition, I also love the way Leah stuck with our I ams the whole song. Now I imagine there's a version of that where we go through the you are, and then they are, and then we are all luminous and magical, and all the blessings that we are. But oh, we got to get it right. We must know that we are already that thing. You know my favorite part about that, Leah? That my favorite part about your song? In ways no one else needs to see. Oh my gosh, because the whole performance of it all, when we think we must be performatively the thing that we think we are, sometimes we forget, wait, am I already that thing, or am I acting like I'm that thing? And when you decide, well, I know I'm magical today in ways that no one else needs to see, then I'm free to be all that magic without how many likes did I get? How much engagement? And I always bring it back to that because I am now in a world where I'm on social media. Ugh, I kind of cringe as I say it out loud today because I've been so many years against the whole ecosystem of it. But it is the world we live in, and it is where we must show up if we want to gain the trust of people who we would love to serve. So here I am. And I get often I allow those ideas of not good enough to creep in. And then if I'm not on my practice, I start to believe the naysayers. I start to think, the worst things about me might be true. And I think that's a human condition. And I think perhaps that's why we get together and talk every Sunday or so, don't you think? It's why we join classes and we learn and we dig deeper, because there's something amazing going on. But we have to be intentional about embracing it, practicing it, knowing it for ourselves, and then out loud so that the world can see. And then we transform. don't we? We transform. Last week, I had Tamara and Aaron both get on and tell us how they have transformed their lives as a result of this teaching, which frees us and unfolds the true self out of us. And so this week, I get to say that that was all about the ultimate glow up, the glow up. Now, what it is, glow up in the whole vernacular, the urban vernacular of the day, it is the idea that we've upgraded ourselves in some way, upgraded ourselves. And many times it's how you look. Oh, you got the glow up, you got a makeover. And sometimes it's very externally based. But when we're talking about the spiritual transformation, the spiritual glow up, that's sometimes in ways that no one needs to see. It's not a new outfit or a new filter on your computer camera. No, I'm talking about the glow up in the way you see the world and the way you see yourself, because that transformation is the ultimate glow up. So we're in October of the month of the year of 2025, and it's been quite a decade these first few months. Whoa, the things that have gone on, the changes that we've gone on. So we're nearly through the year, and the whole theme is rising higher, growing deeper. And then the glow up. By now, you're in October, where the glow up, the changes that we're making in our spiritual lives must be showing, they must be out picturing somehow, even though we know that there are ways in which no one really needs to see it, but we kind of can't help it. You're going to show the fruits. Am I right? Your life is going to transform, even if you don't go around handing out leaflets, bragging about your transformation. People will arrive at your so-called doorstep and say, all right, what are you doing? And then, well, this whole thing, I'm just, doing some classes, doing some affirmations. So we know that we can. We can change our entire lives because of the new thoughts that we're going to have in our minds, the new thoughts about ourselves. And these new thoughts are going to be informed by ancient wisdom. And that's why they call our teaching New Thought. If you have a new thought about who you are and where you fit into this whole thing, then it cannot help but transform your life and those around you. So you are starting to unfold, and you are starting to unleash the true you. And in fact, in Ernest Holmes, who was let's just call it the initial glow up with Ernest Holmes, who decided, I'm going to go ahead and allow this teaching to be formalized into a religious tradition, because he had friends. I may have told you this already, but Ernest Holmes watched how his compatriots, his colleagues, that all were getting these amazing insights about new thought, ancient wisdom, about the teachings across different traditions, how they all had this beautiful golden thread, and everybody had a different take on it, which is fantastic. Those who did not organize around their teaching took their teaching with them when they died. And I feel like he was like, how do we not do that? And then the people around him, from what I was told, because he knew people that were still his compatriots, some of them, the younger ones, are still alive, and they came and taught to our our ministerial classes. One of the ladies, she said she was a small girl and her father was friends with Ernest, and how he was kind of reluctant, but finally on board with formalizing his teaching into a tradition, into a religious, he wrote a book, and okay, fine, we'll set up some churches. And so this so-called first church of religious science from way back in the day, that was the glow up for his teaching. He sat down and allowed a board of trustees to form around him and help to formalize and instantiate in a predictable way all the things you need to do. He filled out paperwork to let his teaching live on beyond him. But that's not it. That's not all that there is to it. In fact, in his book, Can We Talk to God? Ernest Holmes writes this: love does not overcome hate and fear through controversy, through argument, or through force, but by a subtle power of transformation, transmutation, and sublimation. Now, each one of those words, right? Transformation, transmutation, and sublimation all together is how love overcomes hate and fear, right? It doesn't get down on the level of controversy. But he continues in this little excerpt. It is invisible in its essence, but apparent through its acts. As light overcomes darkness, and as the presence of heat warms a cool room until it's comfortable, so the radiant action of love and peace dissipates fear, hate, and confusion. What? So the radiant action of love and peace dissipates fear, hate, and confusion. Ha! I love it. So reading in the next paragraph on the little, on my little notes here, it says this, and I love this. It speaks to me. With the growth of social media, it may feel like we're more divided than ever. However, in reality, we are learning more about each other, and many of us have become frightened by what we've discovered. Nevertheless, social media has created an opportunity for us to come together and celebrate one another more than ever before. Social media is where the concept of a glow up first originated. And the ultimate glow up comes from embodying the love and the peace, even in the midst of our challenges. And this is what we're talking about, this radiant light, this radiant presence, this energy of love. And so the reason I say this talks to me, you know, all of these notes during the year, how they came up with our whole theme and how each theme has some talking points. And I'm like feeling a little bit stalked over here. I'm like, are y'all stalking me? No, it's just divine nature, how there's no way that anybody could have known where we would be in this month back when they published all this content a year ago. But here we are. The truth is always applicable to the very moment. The truth that is the capital T, truth with a capital T, always speaks to you and meets you right where you are in this moment. It's ancient wisdom and it's timeless. It's always applicable right now. I still am sitting over here like, wow, but of course I know with my brain that that's how it works. But every time I see it happening, I'm like, whoa. So the science of mind, the teaching of science of mind, it did get a glow up. It did, because there was a time when there were two factions of this teaching. One was called Religious Science International, and one was United Church of Religious Science. And they had there were two different arms, and apparently they came from one spot and then they split up. I guess there was some infighting. I don't know. And then they came back together and said, this is who we are. Let's let go of anything that appears to be different and separate and othering. Let's bring it together. Let's all know that we are one. And apparently, because I'm reading in between the lines, I wasn't there at the time. This was an early 80s shakeup, the 80s, I think, the shakeup. But apparently what came out of it was a mandatory diversity training for all people who came through ministerial school. I could just reverse engineer what must have been the problem. Can't you? Can't you reverse engineer? So if now they're saying you must be trained in diversity, if we're going to enable this high idea, if we're going to be the vehicle through which this high idea is coming through, then there is no other. What do you mean them versus us? What do you mean there is no such thing as color? And I don't have to. No. Education. I love it. I love it. Because now we get to apply this science of mind teaching through this now newly, as of decades ago, right? Centers for Spiritual living. That's what we're focused on. And if there's differences, great, fantastic. We're not looking for uniformity. We're looking for unity. And that means you can come as you are, because that's just more God. Am I right? And that is where we're going with this. That's the glow up that we're talking about. And the next level of glow up was something else that Ernest Holmes said. So now I'm going to take you back to the early previous century when Ernest Holmes was like, all right, fine. Let's form a spiritual organization. But I'm going to tell you one thing, and I noticed one thing. We're going to do this thing, y'all, but we remain open at the top. We do not believe in some canonized moment in time where everything was perfect and we're frozen. We've got this frozen document upon which we keep referring. And even though life moves forward and things change and we discover physics that we didn't even know, like what, quantum who, what now? And are we really going to take life and put a pause button on it and make the source materials based on the pause button while the rest of us move forward and get new insights on how the world works? He says, I think not. That was the second glow up. He says, keep on glowing up. Keep on. So the idea of leaders in a movement that are encouraged to stay open at the top, that it would be against our true nature to try to close it off and stop the growth. This is perfect. Keep it right here. Have you tried to do that with kids? They grow. They're supposed to. Yeah, but I remember when you were, You can remember, refer to your pictures because we're growing up, says the child. The puppy who was like, oh, you were so cute when you were a puppy. Now, yeah, okay. Keep your videos because now I'm a full-grown dog and I have different needs. We must grow with life. It is evolving through us as us. We don't get to just say, freeze, hold it right there. Because I don't want to hear anything new. La, 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 la. What? Transgender? Who now? La, 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 la. Oh, gay people? I feel like that's not right. And if it's not even in the Bible, they're frozen thing. Oh, well, then let's work around what's actually in the Bible. And I won't get into the fact that even the cherry picking of what was called canon, even that part was in an attempt to freeze it in the way we think it should be, as opposed to open, let the divine inform the way that it is unfolding to be. Because none of us knows where all of this is going, but it's going to be good. It's going to be great if we allow it. Well, that could be the work right there, allowing it. Which takes me back to the idea of light and glowing up and transformation and all that good stuff. Now, we know that we have several people in the room right here who have done God's work with the monarch butterfly. Well, it was a caterpillar and it looked a certain way. So, ooh, that one, I know where that one's. You could just tell by looking at it as it's a fuzzy little moving thing. And you're like, I know what's next for you. And so some of our wonderful stewards of life and migration and the butterflies, they've actually assisted because they knew what that caterpillar was going to become. Don't you want that for you? Don't you see yourself as a bit of a caterpillar, am I right? Not in every area of your life. Sometimes there's some parts of your life where you're already that butterfly, but there's other parts where you're like, so I know I'm still a worm. I mean, I get it. Don't you want people around you that can nurture you and make sure that you have the right environment? And wouldn't it be great to come across some loving person or set of people that could just kind of, oh, you're cute and we know what you're about to go through. And then as you're going through your metamorphosis, I feel like it can't be comfortable. Think about it for a second. And we all know what happens, the cocoon and the whole imaginal cells, what happens inside the cocoon has got to be gross. And I don't know what the thought is, but as I look and I because my brain is what it is, there will be anthropomorphizing happening every moment. I've got to be thinking, man, it's pretty gross right now. Am I right? And I feel like the caterpillar's like, you have no idea. It is so disgusting right now. I mean, have you seen the news? Right? It's got to be like, ugh. And then all we have to do, because we're the support system and the caterpillar's going through it, and we're like, hang in there, little guy. Hang in there, little guy. You got this. You're gonna be awesome. Just breathe through it. Hold on tight. How many of us have these things happening in our lives? I don't care how much training you've had. I don't know how many classes, how many little badges of minister, practitioner, prayer leader. Uh-huh. Catch me in a moment where I'm doubting myself. And I'm going to behave just like someone who doesn't know a thing. Never heard who, what now? Meta, breathe? What does that mean? Because I'm hyperventilating, believing what's not true about myself. And this is where the self-practice, this is where my community, there's somebody somewhere that knows the truth about me. Good thing I see y'all all the time, because I'd be like, help me. And you're like, okay, Shar, what's going on? And I'll ask for prayer. We hold each other. At times, we're the one inside the cocoon just melting down, and other times, you're the one in the cocoon just melting down. And collectively, have you seen the state of things? There's a cocoon, and a lot of stuff is melting down. Now, we get to pick, if we're enough of a distance away, we get to pick how we're going to support that transformation. Now, notice, in no way did we ever believe that the final story is the breakdown and the yucky part. We know that that's what happens during transformative times. And don't we want to come in the room, come into the social media feed, and put out that love, that radiance, that hope, if that's your calling? Be that change, be that inspiration that does something about it, even if it's something, a gentle smile, a nudge of encouragement, a book recommendation, not from a holier than thou, but from a I've been where you are, but you got this. And I feel like that would shatter any sense of aloneness, because when we're in a group, we're not typically all going to be going through the exact same meltdown at the same time. It will be doled out in separate portions to each of us. And then some of us are going to feel a little more ready to support, and others are going to be like, yeah, not today. And it's okay, because as a group, we're holding something bigger than could have been held individually. It's like the sum of the parts is the sum, that thing. The capability of the group is greater than the sum of its parts. We get that support, that level up. We hold each other up. So we know that we practice. We know that we do our prayer, our meditation. We know we do our journaling, or whatever comes up for us that we think might work. Sometimes it's listening to some uplifting music, taking a walk. There are so many ways to change our energy. And then we provide that to other people when they need it, by showing up all the time and getting to know one another, because we want to be that place. They talk about a third space. Have you ever heard of the term third space? Where there's your work, then there's your home, and then there's a third space where you get to be whoever you decide to be. You see, at home, people might have certain expectations of you and make certain demands. And it's kind of tough to bring up something that you're tender with, because you're not sure people are going to accept it. So maybe don't try it there, because people tend to put you down. Okay, that's either at home or at work. They see you a certain way. They're not ready to see you differently. But in your third space, which could be a group like our community, in your third space, you get to try things out. How does it feel to do this thing? How does it feel to step into this very strong and powerful affirmation? I am abundant. I am. I was born for this. Anytime you're trying on a new set of beliefs and purposes, you might want to do that in a very closed yet supportive space. That's your third space. And we are that as a community. And so it's awesome to have all of these ways to support ourselves during the tough times, and then supporting each other during their tough times. And what's the reason? we're trying to just transform ourselves spiritually, internally, so that we can have that spiritual glow up. And the real glow up comes, the real one. How do you know you've gotten a bit of a glow up in one or more areas of your life? When you find out that you are now an example of healing. When you do kind of like Erin and Tamara did last week and say, oh, wow, if you could see me before and if you see me now, the example of the healing that's possible when we decide to commit to ourselves and we make the moves and stay on our consistent path, we will change our lives and it will become obvious. And then that ripple effect ends up transforming other people. But we don't get to control the ripple. We don't get to control it because it comes across a little bit like proselytizing. If we try to, oh, let me come over there and help you. Have you heard about you're starting to sell it? Well, in our teaching, we would prefer just be it. Just be it. Say less, do more in reflection or in alignment with what your true beliefs are. And those that are attracted to your energy and your personality and the way you do life, those that saw you before and now see you after or during your transformation, it's ongoing. You might get a few questions. Hey, what did you change? You seem different? And let them know. Let them know what you did and that, it worked for me. Maybe it'll work for you too. So we embrace our spiritual transformation. We embody this whole idea of radiant love and peace that will dispel any fear or division or separation just because we've arrived and we're radiating it. Remember, we don't have to get on the level of the conflict to radiate love, because then what'll happen is people don't like feeling icky. And if you're holding that space of a higher vibration, you'll be very attractive. And those that love how it feels to be in that space will seek it out and they'll start to resonate as well. And that's how we grow that vibration outward. So this week, here's your homework. Reflect on your own glow up. We all are in the midst of one, but for you, what changes have you made in your life that outside looking in from a high level of distance, what would you say? What would you say that changes that you've made in your life that are reflecting your spiritual journey, your spiritual growth? And share that with other people. You could share it in social media as a way to be a positive voice in that room or in that thread. You could share it and it's like, today I realized 2 years ago I might have blah, 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 but today I'm choosing blah, blah, blah. I think my spiritual journey is actually making a difference in my life, something like that. Because listen, we have a powerful connection here with each other, with ourselves, and with the divine. We have a powerful connection. We can use it for good. So if we intend for the highest good for ourselves, for each other, and for the world in which we live, then whoa, watch how that changes everything. Look at the time. Let's go within for a prayer. There's one divine energy. There's only one life that is our life. There is one divine source of all that there is. And that divine source is ultimately the backing for all that is and for all that can be. All of the infinite possibilities that can be are also part of the divine. So in this world where what we can see is not as huge as what can be seen, we know that we are one with all of it. The seen and the unseen, one with us, because that is the divine oneness, the unity of the divine. and ourselves. There's no separation. So knowing that we're one with this divine power, that there's only one love, one life, one joy, one peace, and it's everywhere, then it's right where we are. We don't need to move a muscle, and whoa, there it is, right here. All the power, all the presence, all the love that is available right here. Whoa. Well, if that is true, then I know that right here, right now, I am divinely blessed with all of the love that I could ever embody. So I speak my word right now that I'm able to embody even more. I speak my word that my vessel is now expanding to embody more love, more peace, and more joy, so that this energy of my channel is felt by all who come into my presence. Because I know that I'm connected with the divine, and I'm connected with the one, and with each and every one of all of humanity. No matter what state it's in, I am one with it. And especially I'm bringing my attention now to Aunt Gloria, her transition, that I speak my word that Aunt Gloria, Renee's Aunt Gloria, makes her transition. It is complete as she moves into the next expression of her soul's journey. We know that the soul is infinite. It does not die. It has never been born. So Aunt Gloria's essence, as she moves through the next stage of her beingness, that she is met with joy, with love, and with celebration behind the veil. And that the family is held by the divine here in this side, on this side of things, on this side of the veil, that it's unfolding perfectly. That grief moving through the family is processed in a way that is also uplifting, and that they carry a bit of Aunt Gloria in them, and they raise her up in their daily lives because she's still here, but on another level. I speak my word that everybody is aware that we are one, and we, just because it's not seen doesn't mean it's not available, and we are just moving through this divine planet and the cosmos in a way that supports each other. We are love, we are life, we are joy, and we hold each other every step of the way. I know that this is true, so I give thanks, such thanks for the divine. So I release my word into the law, and the law says, yes. Yes, of course, dear beloved. And so I rest and let it be. And so it is. Amen. Ashe.
Amen, Ashe. And if anyone would like to sing the song with me, I put the lyrics in the chat. There is no roadmap for these times, but if you want to ease your mind, you gotta look inside. Gotta look inside. There is no roadmap for these days, but if you want to find some grace, you gotta look inside. Gotta look inside. We all are longing for some peace, but if you want to find relief, you gotta look inside. You gotta look inside. We're searching through the stars above, but if we want to find some love, we gotta look inside. We gotta look inside. Ooh, look inside. Look inside. There is no roadmap for these times, but if you want to change your mind, you gotta look inside. You gotta look inside. There is no roadmap for these days, but if you want to find some grace, you gotta look inside. You gotta look inside. We all are longing for some peace, but if you want to find relief, you gotta look inside. You gotta look inside. We're searching through the stars above, but if we want to find some love, we gotta look inside. We gotta look inside. Ooh, ooh, look inside. Look inside. Ooh, ooh, look inside. We gotta look inside. We gotta look inside. We gotta look inside.
Oh my goodness. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, Reverend Charlene. What an inspirational message. And thank you, as always, Leah. Oh my goodness. Music that keeps you going for the rest of the week, I'd say. All right, folks, now is the time that we acknowledge our gratitude for the donations that you give to us. Because you do what you do, we're able to do what we do. Bring the message, the music, the meditation to you on Sunday mornings or whenever you choose to watch this service. And we also practice what we preach. We give money back to our home organization that supplies the materials that we use in our service and in our classes. And also, we support organizations that share our vision of helping to create a world that works for everyone. So the law of circulation, as you give, so shall you receive. You can see there's so many ways to give. Odds are you found something that works for you. And we are so grateful for the donations that you give. All right, folks, let's do the blessing of our gifts. I love the background picture with that. What a fun theme for the month of October. Glow up. So here we go. Please join me. The presence of Spirit within me blesses everyone I meet, tends to heal everything I touch, brings gladness into the life of everyone I contact. Therefore, I'm a blessing to myself, to humankind, and to the day in which I live. And so it is. All right, announcements, announcements, announcements. Nothing much. We are continuing with our mystics class. And I know some of you are taking that journey with us, and we are getting so much insight out of that class. Stay tuned for future classes. We'll let you know about them as they arise. So now let's just close out. Remember, we have pearls after the service. I have notes written all in my journal. Can't wait to share them with Reverend Charlene and everyone. If you have something that you'd like to share, hang out with us for our pearls, our little after service virtual coffee hour. And if you have any questions too, we'll explore them. If you have any good videos, music, movies, we're always talking about those things too. So please hang out with us if you can. And if you can't, know that we're going to send you off with our love and blessings after we do our closing affirmation. Here we go. Ready? I am love.
I am love.
All right, now I want to see those little mic icons that I'm staring at with a little red slash. There you go. Thank you, Jules. I want to see them turning off because you know I love to hear you. Here we go with the next one. Yeah, thank you, Renee. All right, here we go. You are love.
You
are love.
are love.
Yeah, see, that's awesome. All right, let's send a big old tsunami of love out into the world. Here we go. Ready? It's all love.
It's all
It's all
love.
love.
Woo-hoo! All right, wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us. Please stay if you can. If you can't, know that we send you off with our love and our blessings, and we'll see you again.